Warming up. Purple rain.
Okay, Patricia, there's your concert.
Wait, I thought we were doing the whole song.
No. Then you just see a blank screen because everybody would be running and leaving.
Then we really would be making people sick. That would be bad.
Yeah, that is the opposite of social distancing.
We do not want that.
Yeah.
So good morning.
Hello, everyone. That was a joke. I'm learning to play the guitar, and Patricia asked for a concert, so...
there you go, Pat.
That's it.
So good morning.
Hello.
I hope you are all doing really well today.
Yeah.
We are enjoying ourselves. Obviously,
apparently, yeah, only us. Everybody goes, "Oh, where does your daughter get her wonderful singing voice? She's a vocal major." Obviously, it wasn't for either of us.
Wait a minute. I was telling it's me. All right. Well,
it really does.
So we thought we'd have a little levity before we talk about COVID. Mm-hmm. So we're going to dive in today and talk about traditional Chinese medicine and COVID-19, because there's some really interesting research coming out of China and how this epidemic or pandemic was treated in China, which is a little bit different of an approach than here.
Yeah, definitely.
So in China, it's a different model, because there are certain hospitals there that there's actually traditional Chinese medicine going on within the Western hospital medical setting.
Right.
And you could be in the hospital for an illness and you would be receiving all the Western medical care. Maybe you're even having surgery, or they're dispensing medication, you're an inpatient. And then they'll come up with a Chinese herbal formula for you and an acupuncture prescription, and you'll actually receive that right in the hospital.
Which treating things like this have a history of 4,000 years, so I think they kind of know what they're doing.
Yes, and it's really, truly an integrative model, and something I look forward to seeing here at some point. And the research that came out of the Beijing Health Commission, in Beijing, they were using traditional Chinese medicine. They reported on 87% of the patients that came in with COVID-19. And they had a 90% effective rate, meaning that 90% of the patients that received that treatment had some kind of improvement, and maybe even total overall improvement. Definitely a good percentage of that. So if you want to geek out, put in the comments that you want to see the full research, and I'll be happy to.
You can't even read it. There's so much.
Right.
We give it it's a cure for insomnia. We'll let you read the papers.
Well, I think part of the reason is because in Chinese medicine, there's something called a differential diagnosis. Right. So someone might come in with the exact same disease, but we're going to diagnose it a little bit differently in each person because it might present differently. I'll just give you a quick example of that. Even with any type of cold or flu, someone might have predominantly sinus symptoms, someone might have predominantly throat symptoms, someone might have more of a cough. So it is definitely, it can present differently in different people. So we might modify our treatment and our herbal protocol and acupuncture and lifestyle recommendations according to what's going on with you. So that's one of the beauties of our medicine. It is individualized rather than kind of more of a, blanketed, okay, if you have this.
Like a drug trial or something, right?
If you have this type of pain, we're going to give you this opioid, or, we're really going to dive in and see what is the cause of what's going on as well. So I thought those statistics were really exciting about traditional Chinese medicine. Not surprising to us at all.
No.
China really has a long history of treating epidemics.
They really do.
There's hundreds of them.
Way before any of this.
Yeah, when I was researching them and their history. So that integration of our beautiful medicine that's over 5,000 years old with anything new that's coming up, I think is a win-win. So we wanted to talk about one formula in particular that we recommend everybody always have on hand.
My personal favorite.
It's one of our favorites, and it's one of the most popular formulas in China, perhaps dating back to the 1600s even. I think it was the Qing Dynasty. And it is something that's always in our Chinese herbal medicine cabinet, and we recommend it frequently to our patients, especially my patients that are educators, teachers that are around a lot of sick kids. They always have it on hand.
And Laura, several years ago, developed an herbal first aid kit that people would travel with. You know, this is way before any of this stuff. This is 10, 15 years ago. Yin Chow was always in there. Cooling pills were always in there. There's certain things that come up when you're traveling that you don't know, and so this is a great formula. So we've been doing this for a long time, and she's been at the ahead of all this for years.
So, and that Rick just mentioned the name. It's called Yin Chow. That's the formula, and it is for the onset of cold and flu. We're going to show you different formats of it and open it up just because people are curious about it. And unfortunately, it's been really hard for us to source it right now because it is very popular. It is quoted as one of the main formulas fighting COVID. So in the initial stages of this pandemic, Yin Chow is being used in the correct presentation to help out with coronavirus.
That's an important part, the initial.
Yes, and then as the virus progresses, there are other formulas that are used. However, Yin Chow, with the common cold and flu, if you catch it early enough, Chinese medicine is all about timing. And really, our strength is all stages, but it's particularly the early stages of an illness. If you can get it early enough with this formula, typically you'll be able to kick it right out. We all know that feeling when we're feeling like something's coming on, that maybe you're going to bed at night, you had a long day at work, or Rick was cleaning the basement yesterday, he was feeling kind of a little bit tired. So
a lot of moldy, damp stuff in a part of the basement,
So that feeling at night where you're like, I kind of feel like something's coming on, but I'm really not sure. Maybe I'm just tired. That would be the time to take Yin Chow. You want to take it then, just one dose, and typically by the morning, you're going to feel some relief. And if you don't, then you take Yin Chow until, when you're starting to feel a little bit, take it for another 24 hours. And then if it's feeling like things are better, you take it for 24 more hours after the symptoms have subsided. If you feel like it keeps going after 1 to 2 days, you might want to consult your acupuncturist/herbalist and find out if a different formula is appropriate.
Right.
So I'm, going down the rabbit hole now because now I'm thinking I need to explain the difference between an acupuncturist and herbalist. But maybe that'll be tomorrow because that is actually important information. So we want to get back to Yin Chow. The main ingredients, and I love this because a lot of us are familiar with these plants, and we might even have them in our gardens, and are honeysuckle and forsythia.
Yep.
Beautiful plants. I love them. And the forsythia should be coming out
soon.
Yeah.
I'd never seen forsythia other than herbal samples, and when we moved from the west to the east, we moved to Rochester. The first spring here, I kept saying, what are all those beautiful yellow blooming bushes? I didn't know what they were. I'd never seen them before. And they're everywhere, all over the Rochester area.
They really are.
And it's just stunning because it's all kind of gray when winter's over and spring's coming, and this beautiful burst of yellow, and that's the forsythia plant.
Yeah.
It was a forsythia bush.
Yeah.
Yep.
So very, very cool. And so there are some basic ingredients in Yin Chow that you might be familiar with. Usually it all sounds like Chinese because it is. No,
well,
there are herbs that we're familiar with. What makes it a Chinese herb is that we're using it in a Chinese formula. They're actually herbs that are grown around here, as we spoke about with mugwort and moxa.
Yeah.
All right, so this prize formula, I'm just looking at my little notes here because it has all the ingredients. Honeysuckle flower, forsythia fruit, Chinese mint, phragmitis, which some of you, that sounds like Latin because it is, burdock seed, platycodon, soy sprout, licorice root, schizonepida, and lopitherum. So those are some beautiful herbs that make up this formula that helps out with the initial stages of cold and flu. And I'm going to just show you a few different forms of this. So you want to, I'll hold this closer.
You want to open them up?
Yeah, why don't you, Rick can do the unboxing. So this is one format. I like to just show people different types because they are they're the same formula, but they come in different formats. So these kind of look like M&Ms. They are sugar coated. Oh my gosh, look at our little Jack Russell here. Can you
That's
see,
what I was.
Luna?
Wasn't scratching my knee. I was scratching the back of our Jack Russell, one of our 2
she's
dogs.
So sweet. We'll show you her.
She always likes to come over when we're doing this.
So anyway, these are the ones that look like M&Ms. They are sugar coated. Might be a little bit easier to swallow for some. Might be a little easier for some kids to take because you can convince them, or teenagers because they are sugar coated. This is another format. It is just the pressed herbs.
My favorite.
This is Rick's favorite. He thinks they work the best. And they are really just the compressed herbs. And they're a little bit bigger, so if you have a hard time swallowing pills, it can actually be a little bit more difficult, but they really aren't. They're smooth.
They're dry.
They are not horse pills. And like he said, we love the packaging. Look at this little box that comes in. Yin Chow. And then this is probably the most popular one at the clinic. As you can see, they're very small little black
like BBs.
tea pills. They call them tea pills, but they look like, a little bit bigger than a baby. And that's the Herbal Times. And that is very popular because they are very small and easy to take. Again, for kids. And you can see, we have like a handful in each little dish because the dosage is usually 4 of those tablets or more. 2 to 4, because then you can use them with different people, whether they be younger or smaller size. We would adjust the dosage as such.
May I say something?
Yes.
I have patients who I clinically saw years ago and cleared up whatever they were coming in for. They'll still come back when they're going to travel or they know we're going into cold and flu season, and they'll come and get a bunch of Yin Chow.
Yeah.
It's really hard way before COVID-19. It was hard to keep on the shelf because
it's probably our most popular food.
I would say, that's it. I just want to say that.
Don't you think?
So, yeah, definitely.
I also, we go through a lot of it at change of season, which we're in right now too, because when there's the change of season in Chinese medicine, there's also more vulnerability for getting ill. Okay, so.
True.
That is our Yin Chow, and we love it. All right, I promise this. Let's look at our little Jack Russell.
There's one of them.
There she is. There's little Luna. She's such a sweet love. Look at her, kissy. She is Jack Russell, but she's actually very cuddly. When she was little, she wasn't. She ran around like Rick.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. The people that know me, that's
all right. I'm
pretty
putting
accurate.
her down.
Yeah.
All right, doggy time over.
Yes.
So Yin Chow, let us know. We actually have some in stock. We are limiting it to 2 bottles per person just because we've been having such a hard time sourcing it. So if you would like any Yin Chow, message me and I'll get it over to you. All right, everyone.
This is a little bit more of a dorky, geeky presentation because we're dorky, geeky into what we're doing. So we just can't say enough about this formula. So have a great day, everyone. We always love doing this
healthy.
and kind of saying hi to everybody.
Stay healthy.
Hi, Jasmine. And Andy and Angela. There's so many people.
Janelle, thanks.
Yes.
All right, I'll
And
see
Siobhan.
you tomorrow.
Yep.
Bye.
We'll be here tomorrow.
No
Take
singing,
care.
we promise.
Yeah.